Hello guys, welcome to Alasdair Aquatics. So with this one, I'm currently experiencing some issues with my clownfish tank. So without further ado, let's go take a look. Okay, so here's my clownfish tank. And you'll be pleased to know that the diatom bloom I was experiencing has finally started to fade. You know, those brown splodges are finally starting to go. But what's all this green stuff? Now, I'm going to be honest, I think it is cyanobacteria, which is usually red, but from my research it can also be green. I think this cyanobacteria has come about just due to the fact that I've been doing water changes, but I'll admit they've been small ones. They've been around sort of 10%, and this is just due to the fact that currently here in the UK, obviously with the current situation with coronavirus, we're in lockdown, so I don't want to be going out to get any water, and I don't own an RO unit and salt to make my own. So I've been going off the assumption that I'm gonna have to work with what I've got, and me being a bit silly, I actually realized I had a whole nother jerry can filled with salt water. Okay, so what this means is today I've got the opportunity to do quite a big water change. I'm thinking about 30%. And what I also did, because there's another possibility that might be causing some of this cyanobacteria, is I've had some carbon in the filter compartment, and it had been in there for probably 2 months, which is actually too long. From what I've seen online, if you leave it in there for quite a long time, it can actually start to leach back organics into the water, which might be something that's causing a bit of an issue. But hopefully with a couple of 30% water changes over the next few weeks, we will have see some results, and hopefully that cyanobacteria will start to go. What I'll do is I'll turn the light on for you. The clownfish are doing great. So they're eating well, getting along pretty well. The black clownfish is definitely the more dominant one. It does sort of chase the orange clownfish, but I've seen some sort of pairing behavior where they sort of turn on their side and shake their body at each other, which is, I think, a good sign. So hopefully these guys are going to pair up. But yeah, as you can see, I'll give you guys a closer look at some of that. Sort of like a slime coat, and it's been here now for a couple of weeks and it hasn't actually gotten out of control. It's just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is manually remove as much as I can and do a 30% water change. Now, if you guys have any ideas on what else you think this could be, or what other causes could be causing this, let me know down in the comments. But like I said, I think it's just because the water changes I've been doing haven't really been sufficient. So I actually found a jerry can of water in a room up here that I'd actually completely forgotten about. So it means I've got the chance to do a bigger water change. And just something else that I recently purchased for this aquarium is this magnifying glass, which is pretty cool. Just gives you a real good view of the fish. Some of the fish like to swim in front of it, but it also lets me get a really close-up view of what's going on the rock work. So when I've got corals or an anemone, I'm not sure what I'm getting in this tank, but it will just allow me to have that sort of added element of sort of perception, really sort of nice close look at them, which I think is quite cool. This isn't a sponsorship. I just went out and bought this because I thought this was quite a cool product. But yeah, so overall the tank's doing pretty good. I keep the light off still at the moment because I've got no corals, and the daylight comes in, so the fish have enough light to see, but I don't want to be fueling algae growth just for no reason, because like I said, I've got no corals. Nothing in this tank needs light. So yeah, but hopefully with these water changes we will see a difference. So what I'll do now is I'll get those water changes done. I'll catch up with you when I'm finished. Okay guys, so it's the next day, and I did the water change yesterday, and I actually manually removed pretty much all of the cyanobacteria, and as you can see, within a day it started to creep back, which is a little bit worrying, but I'm going to stay up on my sort of regime of doing my water changes, and hopefully it will start to sort of go away with time. But if you guys have any ideas, please let me know in the comments down below. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It really means a lot to me. And what I'll do now is I'll just leave you with some peaceful footage of these guys swimming around and enjoying life. All right guys, catch you in a bit.